Good day.
Good day.
How are you?
It is a good day.
It is a really good day. I think that we've had a really good morning. We've been getting into a new morning routine, and it's been
good. It's been good. We, for the first time ever, what? No, I wasn't going to say for the first time ever we're going to the gym. That's not what I was going to say. But yes, also.
I definitely thought that's what you were going to say.
No, I was going to say for the first time ever, we have our mornings back.
We do have our mornings.
Yeah. Also, I have realized, let's do the intro and then I'll circle back to the story.
Okay.
Welcome to the Queer Social. I am Jess. My pronouns are she, her.
And I'm Andy. My pronouns are they, them.
So Andy and I decided to make a new morning routine. Something that feels right for us, you know?
It is. I will say it's nice to just kind of have relationship autonomy back.
Yeah.
Like we're doing stuff as a couple again.
Yeah.
Instead of you do this and then I'll do this because that's the most efficient thing to do to get things done.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all parenting is like you teammate, high five it, break, and you go and do it.
Yes. That's basically, that's the gist of it. So our new morning routine consists of the gym now.
I'm actually,
flex on them, babe. Flex on them.
I'm sore.
It's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Yeah. We have started doing something that it just feels good for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels good to prioritize yourself.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is the first time I've prioritized myself since having Milo. I think we've talked about this on episodes past, a lot past, where I was like, I'm going to do that.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, I think it's a lot easier to do something that's difficult to do when you have a partner to do it with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think until it was I was ready to get on that train as well, which I just needed a little bit more time to be okay, yeah, I'm ready to take the time for myself and I'm ready to do that with you. And once we figured, I think a big part was my scheduling too. Once we figured out a way that it works for both of us to be in a schedule together, it was good.
It was good.
I think a big part of it was the fact that I had to also be on board with you, you know?
Well, yes and no. I started by myself.
You did. You killed it.
I did. I was I'm committed to trying this.
Yeah.
I think I saw something online too that sparked it for me, which is if you're not doing it for yourself, do it for your kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw something like that and I was like, yeah, Milo needs a mom who can run around with her and throw her over the shoulder and be able to fit in the freaking kiddie slide. I want to fit my booty in that kiddie slide and be able to get down. I don't want to be I'm too heavy or, I weigh too much. I'm too thick. I'm too wide. I want to just feel good. And I want to feel good for me, but I also want to feel good for her. I want her to have a healthy mom.
I don't want you to deduce yourself to your weight.
No, I'm not deducing myself to my weight, but weight has always held me back in the past.
Yeah.
We've talked about it too, where I said I didn't even want to start the podcast until I lost weight.
Mm-hmm.
It was holding me back from doing so much shit until I didn't let it anymore. I was you know what? I'm not going to let this hold me back from starting the podcast just because I'm going to be on camera. And it was very out of my comfort zone to be on camera and to be not in control of the angles, my chins, my everything. And so I had to disassociate with the screen and looking at myself and just be in the moment.
I think you've put in so much work because you are a totally different person from the beginning of this podcast to where you are now. Mm-hmm. And I think but also it's hard for me because I've loved you at every stage.
Totally.
So for me, I'm I've always loved you. I've always been attracted to you. I've always thought you were the sexiest fucking thing to walk this planet.
And I've always felt that from you. Even when I didn't feel it from myself, I felt it from you.
I'll always be your hype man.
Yeah.
Always.
Also, shout out to you. And also, don't settle, anybody who's listening, do not settle for anything less. If there's somebody that you are with that's making you feel less than in any way, but especially like in appearance too. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, Andy has, no matter what, I could weigh 200 pounds and I'm still the sexiest person alive. Like,
I mean,
and I feel that.
I mean, I've always, but the thing is for me is like, you've always been the same person internally. You've always had that attitude. You've always had that authority, like everything that I'm super into.
Yeah.
But I've never, I can truly say I've never not been attracted to you.
Yeah.
Regardless of what your weight is. And that's like, for me, that's not a concept.
Yeah.
I love you. And I want to tap that 24/7. So yeah, it's just, you're fine. Thanks, you are babe. A fine fucking specimen. And then you have humor on top of it. It's just,
you know what? This is the year you found out I was funny, because you never thought that before.
I always thought it, Jay. I just told you that, like, for me, I think that I had to.
You didn't want to give me that? You didn't want to give it to me? It's so crazy. Like, just give it to me. Just give it to me. Like, I'm funny. I can be funny.
I think you've gotten funnier because now I understand your humor a little bit better. I think I understand you more. I think being neurodivergent has, like, made me only view jokes or humor in a certain way. So, like, because I'm so literal, I'm matter of fact, like, if I don't get the joke, if I don't get something straight up, I can't think it's funny. So a lot of nuanced things are like your sarcasm or like
just skates right by you.
I'm just like,
yeah.
And I'm like,
ooh, that one fell flat. I'll try it on the next crowd.
I'm like, babe, wait, what did you say?
I do think it took you time to realize I was funny.
Exactly. And honestly, that's all it was, is like, I just had to figure out your humor.
Yeah.
It took a long time, but I'm here.
We're here. Yeah.
I'm here, and I think you're funny.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. But also, yes, don't settle for anybody who makes you feel less than, especially when it comes to like how you look and feel and all the things. Like, you also shouldn't determine your worth around what somebody thinks about you, even if it's a partner. But it's a red flag if they're telling you to lose weight, or they're, you know, dropping hints about how you should change your appearance. Like, to me, that's a no-no.
Yeah. I agree.
And I have felt very supported by you no matter what weight I got to. But weight has always been a very tricky thing for me. I've fluctuated my entire life, especially I have PCOS. And for anybody who doesn't know what that is, it's polycystic ovarian syndrome. And a big battle with PCOS that I've faced personally is weight gain and how difficult it is to lose weight, and how much you have to cater to what you have when it comes to eating and even the exercise that you're doing. So like it's a very
and you went undiagnosed for a very long time. And for me to like just kind of like see certain things about you changing now with just even how you perceive, like, you don't, like, your worth isn't so wrapped up in that anymore.
I don't
and that's
put
amazing.
as much emphasis on my looks.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Like, before I was so wrapped up in the way that I looked and how much I weighed altered the way I looked.
Yeah.
And really, like, it doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't.
Because at the end of the day, like, once I started loving myself internally also, and I started realizing, like, I love the person I am. I'm like not even afraid to admit that either. Like, I genuinely,
that's a beautiful thing.
Love the person that I am. I think I have a giant heart, and I love that about myself. And I think looking internally and loving that person, the outside doesn't fucking matter. Like, that's a bonus, okay? That's a bonus. But all the good stuff is in here. Like, and I think I did put a lot of emphasis on my worth through the way that I looked, and through a lot of like self-work, I was able to get to this point where I don't care. Like, even editing the podcast and like watching myself back, the old me would have sat there and critiqued it. Like, critiqued it so hard to the point where I probably wouldn't even want to post it. I'd probably be like, I look terrible here, babe. I'm not fucking putting this out there. But now I just don't care. Yeah. I think that's it. Is like,
it's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's really, no, because like I've been on this journey with you from the beginning, and you've also, in a different sense, have been on a journey with me from the beginning as well. Like, you know, beauty fades, like all of our physical stuff, it fades, right? And that's why healing the inside is so important too. And I think you know, that makes me think of being trans. And like the way that I think about it is, yes, I can, you know, try to change things about myself physically, but what's really important is healing what is happening on the inside.
Yes.
And it's so messed up because like the amount of people who don't understand being trans, or like the people who think that or are against it and like say that you're sinning or like you're going against God and like all this shit. And it's like, I have never been so free in my life. I've never been so happy in my life. I've never been at peace with who I am in my life. And to me, healing that internal shit that I got going on has allowed me to glow up as who I am.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Because I let so much stuff control the way that I looked, right? Like I let society be like, you need to dress this way because you're this, right? Like you need to have acrylic nails, you need to have booty shorts, you need to have, you know, your hair done, your makeup, all these different things because society pushed that on me.
Yeah.
I was never happy in that.
And your
ever.
environment pushed
Exactly.
it on you. So you were forced to fit into a box that you didn't want to be in at all.
Yeah. And like, it's funny because like I just, you know, people, I posted this reel and it ended up getting some good amount of traction. And it was a picture of me as a child and then a picture of me now. And I've had so many comments say you went from light to dark. And it's like, you literally have no idea. As a child, I knew that I wasn't like light to dark as in like evil. Like I went from good to bad. Like I had so many people like comment that like you destroyed yourself. You changed who you are. Like, why would you do that to your body and all these things? And it's like, I healed myself.
Yeah.
Even as a child in that picture, I knew I didn't want to wear a dress to school. I never wanted to wear a skirt or a dress to family functions, to church. I was miserable. I was like trying to hide who I was. It fucked me up inside having to put those clothes on, right?
Yeah.
So now to be able to dress how I want and present how I want and not wear makeup and not do all these things, like
it's so healing.
It's so healing because my inner child is like, fuck yeah, you're wearing what you want to wear. You're being who you want to be. And I'm a good human.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, everyone commenting all that negative shit, all that hurtful shit, you're not a good human. So
if you're trying to belittle somebody or make somebody feel less than, or trying to make somebody hate who they are and like hate their own happiness, that's like your own.
You don't know my
you're
journey.
Projecting. And you must have a lot of, and I feel bad for those people. I think what we talk about a lot is internally, like in our house, we always chat about why it's important to not let these people get to you, because the comment section can pop off with so much hate on anything. When you are your best self, or you're on the journey to becoming your best self, and you're sharing pieces of this, for anybody to belittle or take away your confidence or joy or happiness in regards to your process, like fuck them. Also, anybody who talks about your life in a negative way or who you are in a negative way, we always say, if they aren't friends, they aren't family, literally fuck them, because it doesn't matter what strangers say. They don't know you. They don't know who you are. They have no idea about your life, your journey, your nothing. They don't know anything. So to put enough feelings towards somebody who's just talking shit to talk shit and they know nothing about you, like, don't let that affect you at all. Like, we see comments roll in that are hateful as fuck. Like, super, super hateful. And a piece of you is like, oh, that's hurtful. Like, reading that about you is hurtful. But then taking yourself out of it, it's like, why let somebody who has no idea who you are make you feel bad about yourself?
The people who do it the most, that are so like self-righteous in what they're commenting and stuff, like internally, you know, they're battling with so much shit.
Yeah, it's sad.
So that's why it's like, it's hard because I'm petty.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard to take myself out of the situation and be like, oh, I wonder what they're going through because they're just saying so much hurtful shit to me. Right? It's so fucking hard for me to do that because I just want to pop off on them. But like you said, bring it back.
Yeah, bring it right back.
And, you know, just feel like, look, they got a lot of shit going on in their life and they don't know me at all. They don't know my journey at all. They don't know one thing about me.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, to all the fucking haters out there, I am very happy in my life and my body.
There
and
we go.
who I am. So It's taken me a long time to get here. A lot of therapy for all those that think I'm mentally ill. I feel good about myself. Thank you so much.
Yeah. It's one of those things that like, it's a road. Like, I know we've talked about how happy we are that we're here, but also it hasn't always been this way. So it takes a lot of work and effort to love yourself. It does.
I mean, it's every day. You have to choose yourself every day. You have to choose to be happy and to block out negativity. You have to choose. It's a conscious effort to be like, you know what? I'm going to take the negativity, put it to the side, or I'm going to take that negativity and turn it into something positive and try to make it useful for me, because the negativity is just weighing me down. And if you get stuck in that, and like sometimes I do, I'm like, fuck. Like sometimes it's a lot, right? But it's okay to check yourself in those moments and like even just sit in that for a second. It's okay to do that. But just don't let it rule your life. And I think I did that for such a long time as my old self, presenting as my old self as well, that I was like, I can't live like this anymore. Like, I'm tired of living a life based for other people who don't fucking know me. Like, why am I going to look a certain way or present myself a different way for other people? No. It makes me think back to when I had to be a certain way because of society or my environment didn't allow for it. And I think being closeted is one of the toughest things to, I guess, go through, you know, especially when you put yourself out there and you try to live a lie. Like, I literally dated multiple men, multiple. And no hate towards men. I think that some of them can be very beautiful humans, but I am not, like, it's not for me. And I told myself over and over and over again, like, oh, just try this one, or maybe go on a date with this one, or maybe kiss out with this one, hook up with this one that might be different this time. It was not.
I think I was fairly surprised at how many men you dated and how many like serious relationships you've had in the past with men. Because I don't know why that was surprising to me, but it was.
Well, I think it's more surprising when you look at me now, the way I present.
Yeah, of course.
Versus when we first started dating, I was very feminine. So not very feminine, but I was pretty much a STEM.
You were maneuvering your style like a little bit more to be like long hair, snapback. You'd still wear short shorts, but
you know what my game plan was? Is, you know, you remember in like high school when like there would be like those girls where it's like, I'm not like the other girls. I'm a guy's girl.
You went for the guy's girl approach.
I'm
a lesbian. I'm a guy's girl. Okay.
That's literally how I got through a lot of high school and college. Was I may dress a certain way. I'll put a snapback on. I'll give you the tomboy vibes. I'll do all these, you know, boyish things. But I'm still gonna date a guy to just come across as I'm a guy's girl. Like, I can do all the cool shit that guys do, but I'll still be your girlfriend. But really, I'm into your girlfriend. That's typically how it went.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that was like my approach to being closeted. And, you know, I had fun here and there making out with guys and stuff like that. But I think I was just so deep in it, undercover, double agent. And I think the harsher of an environment you're in, the harder of a role you play for it. So like, and I think also I was trying to convince myself, like, no, you can be with a guy. You could do this. Like, you got this. Like, fix this problem that's with you. It didn't work. So I stopped living a lie and I started dating women, and now I'm married to one of the most incredible women. And I'm obsessed with you. And it all makes sense now. Like, I actually get wet. I'm not dry. So
if there's a telltale sign that you might not be into men, let it be that.
You know, you would have thought when the first time the Sahara Desert flew through that like that would have been the sign for me down there. Oh God, it's just
your body was trying to tell you.
My body was communicating to me that I was a lesbian before my brain was, because of how much internal hate and homophobia that I was conditioned to for the longest time in my life. So having a sibling that, well, she came out when she was in high school, but my sibling, hearing people berate them and like call you gay because of your sibling and like all these other things and like come after you when you're in high school and like even in middle school, like me dressing as a tomboy, me playing football with the guys and like doing all these things, I was called gay like in a horrible way. Like I was bullied in the worst fucking way, you know? So when you have that, it becomes like an internalized thing that you start to hate yourself and you become shameful of who you are. And I think that's what pushed everything. It suppressed it so fucking far into me to where it like made me hate parts of me. Thus, I would be like, no, I'm not gay. Fuck that. I'm not gay.
Yeah.
You know? Also, I mean, like, look, nobody wants to be told that they're going to go to hell, that their life is over, that they're a horrible person, especially when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Right? So when you start hearing all those horrible things that are going to happen to you just because of who you love or who you're attracted to, it really fucks you up.
Yeah.
It really messes your mental up as a kid to where it's like you hate parts about you that you don't even know about you. And I think that was really hard on me. And that was a really big part of me that I had to heal in order to find my confidence, in order to be proud of who I am, because I am so much more than my sexuality.
Yeah.
I am so much more than how I identify. And I think that because that's the first thing that's presented to society and the world, that's what people think that like I am, is my sexuality and my identity. But I'm not. I'm a human first.
Not just you, everybody.
Yeah.
Like this is what society does. Like the fact that somebody's sexuality plays such a big part of who they are as a person, and there's so much emphasis on what you're attracted to. Like just think about that for a second.
Yeah.
Like so much emphasis on the type of person that you're attracted to, that then creates this spiraling narrative of like the only thing that matters. Why does anybody that you're attracted to define who you are as a person?
It shouldn't.
Yeah. And like there's so much coming out about this situation in general, and the feeling of like needing to come out, right? The feeling of needing to state what your sexuality is. Why can't we just exist? Like why can't and that is literally the message we're trying to get across every single day, is like you can be proud of your identity. If you're proud to be a lesbian and scream it from the rooftops, like go on with your bad self. Like
but that's also a very so I understand, like I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit right here, because I totally understand that side of it, but at the same point
we need visibility.
And we need representation.
It is important to talk about. But I totally understand the concept of like not having to come out and not having to talk about your sexuality or explain your sexuality, because your sexuality has nothing to do with the person that you are.
Exactly. Or your art or anything that you do. To each their own. You know, if you guys want to come out, come out. If you don't, then don't.
I agree that we shouldn't need to talk about it or tell people who you want to have sex with, who you're attracted to. Like that shouldn't matter. But again, it's the representation of it all that makes a lot of this possible. And maybe it's generational, maybe it's not, maybe it's just a different way of progressing forward, is like maybe you don't have to talk about it, maybe you could just
I hope that we can get to a place where it doesn't matter and I just meet people and the people that they're with, and it's not like, you know, it's not like a part of somebody's introduction.
Yeah. And going back to what you were saying about dating men, you dating so many men that it was surprising to me. I think that was
I dated men. I dated men trying to figure out who I was.
Right.
And you had a little bit of a different journey versus me running through
the D, baby. Ugh, I know. You're like cringing over here. Yeah, I did not. I think we've addressed this. I had one boyfriend. And it lasted 5 minutes. I actually don't even know, because it was so long ago. I think I was a freshman. Yeah, I think I was a freshman. It was my first boyfriend. And it was if PG is the rating. If there's anything before PG, G?
Just G.
It was a G-rated relationship. It was very G-rated. We held hands. That was a big move. Held hands. Mm-hmm. I was a late bloomer, I guess you could say. Like, I wasn't in junior high. All my girlfriends were in relationships.
Like boy crazy.
Boy crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And you were just like, doo-doo-doo.
And I was friends with all their boyfriends. Probably should have told me something. I was friends with all their boyfriends.
You were a guy's girl too.
I was a guy's girl, but I don't think I meant to be. I think it just happened. So yeah, I was a guy's girl, I guess.
I'm not like the other girls. I'm a guy's girl.
I think I was just like such a supportive character. They'd be like, tell her I want to kiss her. I'd be like, okay, bro, I'll tell her you want to kiss her because you aren't saying shit. So I think I don't think I was ready. And the boys weren't ready for me. Okay? It's fair. It takes two to tango. No one asked me out. Okay? No one asked me out, but I also wasn't ready. So it's fine. I was a late bloomer. And then when I did get in a relationship, like I said, very G-rated. We held hands. He came over. We'd like watch movies and just be like cutesy.
How many times did he come over?
God, it was like 15 or 16, I think. Like 6 times.
Wow. I thought you were basing this all off of one experience.
That's so fucked up. No, I had a little bit more. I had a little bit of experience. But again, I don't remember the relationship that much because it was so long ago.
Did your dad meet him?
Well, he was at my house, so I think so. Like I said, it's a little blurry because it was so long ago. But we did peck. We did kiss. No make out, no tongue, no nothing. A lot of people do a lot more than just a little peck at 16. But after that relationship,
you had gay panic.
And I had gay panic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily gay panic. Well, I guess it was a form of gay panic. Yes, because
you called your mom, and she knew.
I guess she said that on the episode where she was here, and I don't remember this part, but I guess I did. And I think I was just feeling a lot of things that were very new for me. Because I was feeling this like lesbian energy coming my way and I was loving it. And I was like, oh shit, okay, I guess I'm maybe gay. Like maybe, don't know yet. We'll figure it out when the time comes. But that was for me, like dated one boy for 5 minutes. And the next relationship at 16, I dated a girl for the first time. And then after my first girlfriend came you.
Very short track record.
Very short track record. I mean, I met Andy when I was 19. Mm-hmm. So since I was 19, we've been in a relationship. I didn't do a lot of dating before, which also in turn means if you haven't put all the pieces together, my G relationship never went farther in sexual experiences. So I actually had never been close up with a peepee. I've never had an encounter with a peepee like that. So
you know, all the guys are gonna say, "Well, how do you know if you don't like it then?"
I don't need to try it. I don't need to try that to know. I can tell you right now. Some people would call me a gold star. Some people hate that term. I'm indifferent. So, yeah, I've never experienced that. But I think it's important to share because just like you said, I think people are like, oh, I need to try this to know. For some people, that could be true. For me, not true. I did not need to try a sexual experience with something I just didn't have a lot of interest in. You know?
There it is. She didn't want it.
I didn't have a lot of interest in it. And so I think it was just clear to me, maybe at that point, I was like, this has got to tell me something. So, yeah.
I think naturally a lot of studs, mask, anyone who's really in a relationship with a woman like that, you get this insecurity of like, oh, are you going to leave me for the D one day?
Oh, we've had plenty of conversations about that.
And I think that's a normal thing to like
very normal
trip about.
Yeah.
But you've stayed steady. You've never, like ever since I met you at that young age, because I was like, for me, I didn't want to take an experience away from you.
Yeah, so and you were verbal about that. When we had those talks, you said like, if this is something you need to experience before we go any deeper in our relationship, like you need to say the word. And I was like, Right now, it's not the case for me. If in the future it ever becomes that, we'll talk about it. And we've still had that conversation. It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
And as grown-ass adults,
I still am like, look, if you need to go experience that,
we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
We'll see how to navigate
How
that.
does it work on our marriage?
Yes.
What happens here from here on out? Because who am I to deny you a human experience when we only got one chance at this?
Yeah.
Right? So I know our relationship is strong enough, and I know that for me, you're not going to have a dick epiphany.
No, and also the sexual experience does not take away from the relationship and love and commitment you have with somebody else.
Yeah.
So in turn of like it, by the way, y'all, we are not talking about open relationships. This ain't that. Okay?
No.
I do not have the capability to be in an open relationship. I am one jealous little bitch, and it's just not happening for me. It's definitely not happening for you.
Yeah, no, it's not my jam either. I only have enough capacity barely for myself, let alone to have another, person besides my wife. Like it's not
for us. But also no shame if that's your game, because
more power to you.
Yeah. But in our scenario, we openly have those discussions. And for anybody in a relationship where somebody could be questioning their queerness,
questioning any type of experience that you feel like you might be missing out on.
Yeah. Don't feel shame for it.
No.
Like, just openly try to discuss it with your partner. It's how they receive it and how you deliver it. That takes work. It takes a lot of good communication skills to deliver.
Like, I'll be real. If Jess came to me right now and was like, hey, I need to go experience being with a man, that would hurt.
Hard swallow.
That would really, really hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I want what is best for you as a human. I want what is best for you as just you. And I want you to experience everything that you want to experience, as long as you are happy doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We will have to have multiple conversations.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, like, I want to respect you and the things that you want to, like I said, experience in this lifetime. And I hope that you would reciprocate the same for me.
Yeah.
We're not there, but
we're not there, y'all. Sometimes we like to talk about hypotheticals because, well,
you just don't life.
It's nice to know where you're at.
Yeah.
Also,
I agree.
Yeah.
Like, that I'd be like, fuck him, fuck him, fuck
I know.
that dude, fuck him,
I know.
But at the same time, I'd also be like, you go, baby. You ride that D. You do what you got.
I'll go crying in the corner. No, we do like to talk about hypotheticals, and not to go down rabbit holes or get each other riled, but just because it's part of communication.
Yeah.
It's nice to know.
Also, it's also funny that, like, people think they have any control in their life, because life throws curveballs at you every 2 seconds. And you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So.
I will say, I think a big part of like why we feel so stable is our communication. Like, we're able just to talk about hard things. And I encourage everybody to talk about things instead of feeling shame about it or feeling like you can't talk to your partner about it. Like, find a way to deliver those messages. I think that's like, it's just made us stronger talking about
We've had
wild shit.
So many uncomfortable conversations that are just like, I do not even want to go down that mind path. Like, I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I feel like all those uncomfortable conversations that we've had have really opened up our relationship even more. And I just, like, we're so much more vulnerable with each other. Like, we say shit. I think we tell each other intrusive thoughts, which is like a next level thing in our relationship.
Like, keep it inside, keep it in. Actually, fuck it. This is what's happening.
Definitely, I've done that for sure now.
Yeah.
But would I have done that in the first couple of years of dating? Absolutely not.
Yeah, it takes some time.
Yeah.
So, few little life updates. During Thanksgiving, we had some family in town, and one night they wanted to play a game. And if you listen to this podcast avidly, you'll know I am not a gamer. I hate games.
She hates learning the rules.
You start talking about them, I'm gone. I'm like, boop, checked out. And it happens so quick that I don't even, that's why I just don't do it. Cause I'm like, I get so overwhelmed by the rules that I'm just like, in La La Land after 3 words. Gone.
It's like the only time you have ADHD is when hearing game rules.
I think I choose not to. I think like the second
Selective hearing.
Like the second it starts, I'm like, oop, gotta go.
Got it.
Oop. You know?
Why?
I just
You don't. It's
I
so
don't
funny.
like
You're a
it.
rule follower.
And not with games.
Would you cheat at a board game?
No, because I'm so competitive. This is what we're getting into. I'm so competitive.
But would you cheat with your competitiveness?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I was just saying you're not a rule follower.
No. So I think there hasn't been a lot of stuff that you and I do together that would like bring on the competitiveness, I think. Like some things, but
we did a couples tennis lesson one year in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's not even competitive for me because I'm not even good at it. And you swing so hard, I feel like you're gonna fuck up my face. I'm like, oh no, this is not gonna be good for me. like Andy's like volleyball, like what's it called?
Hit.
Yeah, like when you spike.
Okay.
Right. I feel like you do that with tennis. Like when the racket comes up, the ball goes down, and then I'm just like. I fear for my life flashes before my eyes. So I don't like playing tennis with you.
Okay.
Unless you're on my team.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
But so we haven't done like a lot of things to be competitive with each other back and forth. But I realized something about myself. I think I knew this, but like it just came out because like I said, I don't play a lot of games. So I did play this game to appease everybody. And I wasn't happy about it, but I was like, whatever, I'll just fucking do this one. Okay. So they wanted to play this game called Fishbowl. And first time playing it, I had to listen to the rules, obviously, if I was going to play this. So we started playing it and I showed a side of myself. Like it's almost like in Mario Kart, you know, when I say things that I'm like, that just came out of my mouth.
Yes.
I'm shocked.
Yes.
It's like I black out or I have like an alter ego or something. I'm not myself when I game. And my sister was dying on the floor laughing at me because I was so pissed. Like they would start the timer too early. They would not start the timer too late. They would I felt like there was a lot of unfairness happening. And I was very verbal about it. So
you were on it. And I'm not going to say anybody was messing with the timer. I'm not going to, but it did get a little sus in there, and then Jess's competitiveness.
I got mad as hell.
You got really mad.
Oh my God, I got so mad. And
but
some people thought it was hilarious, but I did not. I was just mad.
But you were like laugh mad. You were laughing mad?
A little bit laughing, but more to make everyone feel comfortable.
Okay.
When I have this like competitive nature that comes out, I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, it's unbelievable to me.
You did actually come at me a little sideways, even though
because
I was
you weren't
guessing
it. That's why you actually weren't guessing this one round. And I was like, thanks for the help. Like I was just like alone.
You were charading, but to our other partner. And I was like, well, okay, well, you're not charading to me. So I'm not getting what you're putting. I'm not getting
because
what you're
he was guessing.
Down.
So when someone's guessing and they're giving you that eye contact, the energy, the back and forth, like you're gonna put your efforts where someone is actually guessing versus not. I just realized like games aren't fun.
No, they are fun. You had a blast.
I'm really competitive.
You had a blast though, right?
I wouldn't call it a blast.
You had a fun time.
I think it was fun, but I was a lot more mad than I was having a good grand time.
I think this just shows you even more how not good in social situations I am, because I did not understand that my partner of 10 years was still not. Like I thought you were having the time of your life. I had no idea, seriously, that you were upset during that.
Oh, okay. Like I'm not actually upset to where like we're just playing a game. I'm mad in the game, but I'm not like upset.
I know you're like mad competitively.
Yes, competitively. So I realized like I am very competitive. I think I knew that about myself, but I didn't think you knew that about me because we don't do a lot of competitive things back and forth.
Let's be honest. If I play tap you, give you a little play tap, you have to get the last hit.
You have to get the last. I'm not done. We're actually not doing this. No, because you set me off in these things, and then I have to defend myself, and then it's a podcast of us arguing, and I'm just not going to do that.
You just proved my point.
What was your point?
That you have to get the last.
Next episode. Done. Boring. Absolutely fucking boring. Okay. Anyways. God. It's not even about like having the last word. It's just
she's still going. You're literally still going.
Okay, I can stop. What's the next topic of conversation here?
I don't really have a 5th grader question for you today, but the top trending words of 2023 just came out. And according to Oxford University, the number 1 word this year is Riz. And I love that word.
Riz. Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Some would say females get caught up in mask lesbian Riz.
Energy?
Charisma.
Riz.
Riz.
Charisma. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice.
Charisma.
Yeah, but it's just like, it feels so swaggy. Like, it's like, I know.
That feels good. Yeah.
I know I have Riz, like.
Yeah. Use it in another sentence.
Some people think I'm flirting with them, but really it's just my Riz.
Okay. Love that you pick that fucking sentence.
Do you want me to say that again?
No, you said it once.
I don't think the camera was on me.
No,
the whole time.
it's plenty. No, we don't need.
Some people think I'm flirting with them, but it's really just my Riz.
You are wild. You're getting flirty. You're getting fuckboy. I see what's happening here. You like turn on this charm. You turn on this Riz.
I turn on the Riz.
All right. Y'all just saw that, right? Like, if you're listening, go to YouTube real quick. Go to this time code, because that was something. It was fucking something, babe.
I'm going to get eaten alive in these comments.
Wild. Well, I feel like I also like that word.
Yeah, it's nice. It's just like, I don't know. It's sexy. It's a sexy word.
I can get behind it.
Yeah. Thank you, Gen Z.
Dude, they are doing the most.
They're doing the most.
Yeah. They're
Low key,
yeah.
Doing the most.
Low key.
No cap.
They know what's happening. I'm like, teach me your ways. Love the word.
Yeah, love it.
I might just use it.
You're going to use Riz?
Yeah, don't be shocked if you hear me say it.
No, I'm not going to be shocked.
Just let it happen naturally. Don't draw attention to it. Just be like.
Well, now my intrusiveness is going to be like.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding. Okay.
This conversation has felt a little different for us. This is a more serious episode.
Yeah, I think not as many hee ha-has.
Yeah, we didn't joke. We didn't do a lot of jokes. There wasn't a lot of cackling happening. But I think what we talked about was importante.
This is what we talk about. Jess.
Sometimes my Espanol comes out. I'm also trying to. We're trying to teach Milo Spanish.
Yeah,
and sometimes I catch myself speaking Spanish.
Only with like certain words though. You like will say a whole sentence and then end in Spanish.
Yeah, it's actually it needs some work. Okay, what I'm doing doesn't make a lot of sense.
Got to work on the sentence structuring.
But sometimes it just feels natural to like.
Oh no,
throw
I like
some
it.
spice in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like it.
Sue me.
No.
No.
Rather not.
Anyways,
that's all we got today.
That's all we got.
Yeah, it was a more serious episode, but sometimes those are good. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to get into the nitty gritty. I don't know. I feel like the whole point of this episode today was, at the end of the day, be a good human, be yourself, and don't let society or your environment dictate how you live your life.
Love the end cap. Love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Very, very good.
That's Riz,
well
baby.
Said. Riz, baby. Riz. All right. Thanks for joining us on the Queer Social. Thank you for giving us a space to be able to talk our shit and we always feel really supported and loved by the community and whoever listens to this. And we are just appreciative of your time. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah. If you like it, if you like us, you want to continue to support us, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, share, do the damn thing.
Send it to one person today.
Yeah, that's what we always challenge. Send it to one person, somebody you might think might resonate with it.
Someone who might enjoy this episode.
Yeah. Make sure you follow us at The Queer Social, 2 Babes, 1 Barn. That's all we got today.
That's all we got. Okay.
Okay.
Good job.